All right, time for another video and just some fun. All right, so we want to do, and we should have done this way earlier in this series or playlist or whatever it's called. Um, Actually, not have a dummy page for showing our transactions. So basically, what we want to do is we want to show not the ID, but we want to show, and also not that stuff. We want to show these three rows and no, these three columns with all the rows that there are right now. And yeah, so we want maybe an array with that. And we actually are done with that, so that's great. So now we want to populate, show, transactions. Page. And what we are gonna do, we have to make a function method. We have to make a route. And we have to look at our view a bit and the array we're coming with. We probably want to loop over array. The values and buttons. And that are these buttons. And even though we're not going to show the idea, it's still going to be hidden out here somewhere for each row, so that when we press update and delete, that these buttons know which rows to delete. So let's get going, and let's go into our transaction controller, because now we're actually gonna write some transactions. Okay, so function, and what is it gonna do? It's gonna return all transactions. That's basically all it does, and that's kind of precise actually. And we wanna, what do we wanna do? We wanna return a view, return view, and since we up here we use the redirect, which because we weren't returning anything. Here we want to use it like this: show transactions. And what do we want to go there with? We want to go there with all, something from our database, and actually all. That's what we want to go over with. And what's going to carry it over there is something we can call actually whatever we want. It could be my carrying way of taking data to the view. It could be anything, but in this case, we can just call it all transactions. That's it. This could also be return all transactions to the view. Don't know if that actually makes sense, but and we want to make a route now, and for that we also need that. So let's go to our routes, and up these here done. Down here we made in the beginning some temporary routes just to click around a bit. And if I'm gonna make a show transaction route now, yeah, maybe it might not. Maybe it's gonna choose the view one instead of the one I really want, which is a get route. And where do I want it to go? I want it to go to show trans. That's wrong. And just before I continue, up here there's also show transaction. but that's a post route, so we're not making any problems. I think that we want to use the transaction controller before we use the dashboard controller. We don't want to use that transaction controller, and that's where it should look for the function and method, and the method we know what's called because we just made it. So that's basically what it does. So that's also done. So we basically just have one temporary route left, and that's this one. That takes us to 10. That doesn't need it anymore. That takes us here, where nothing actually does anything because we didn't make it. But yeah, and now it's just about to make this, and we could go do that in the next